Jonathan, welcome to Sheffield United. How does it feel to be here as women's head coach?
Yeah, I'm delighted to take up the opportunity. When they came and we had the conversation, I just sort of knew straight away it was the right opportunity for not just myself, but for my family, as well as obviously something that I can give to the club as well. So to be here now at Sheffield United is something that I'm really proud of, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do together.
It's a full-time position, which is a big step forward for the club. It shows a commitment to women's football here as well. Was that an encouraging factor in deciding to join?
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously being in a full-time environment is something that I'd want to have kept, and it was important for me and my family. But I think more importantly, it's a massive indicator of where this club's looking to go for the players, not just the players here now, it's like the future players as well, and the younger generation. And I think the fact that it's a full-time commitment shows that the club have taken the women's game very seriously, which we know that they are. And it gives a lot of opportunity and a lot of promise for the next generation of girls to be a blade, really.
And is that a wider fact for the game as well? Obviously, we saw the Euros games here at Bramwell Lane in the summer, and just generally, do you feel like there's a lot of momentum going into the upcoming years?
Yeah, I think the momentum's growing day by day, year by year with the women's game. Obviously, the Lionesses winning the Euros this season was a phenomenal achievement, and it was something that, like you say, Bramwell Lane was used to be a part of that. And even though it was a small part of the Lionesses' victory, they were a part of the Euros. I think that is a great testament to the club that they wanted to showcase some of the best football in the women's game here. And I think it's also a great testament to show where they want to take the game as well. I think it's only going to get better. It's only going to get stronger with the women's game. And the more we do now, the better it's going to be for the next generation.
And you arrive here at Sheffield United. You've got 2 weeks ahead of your first game with the international break coming up. So it gives you time to get to know the staff, get to know the players. Is that a good opportunity to get your message across?
Yeah, definitely. I think the timing has been pretty good. It's perfect. It gives me the time just to implement a few new things for the players, get my style across, get my formation, my philosophy, just my ethos across to the girls. Equally as important is to get time to spend time with the staff, let them know what I'm thinking, let them know what I want and how I want things to be done. But most importantly, for them to teach me the Sheffield United way and to make me understand what it means to be a part of Sheffield United as well. So it works both ways. But I think the 2 weeks is going to be perfect for us, and we'll be able to give ourselves the best opportunity of beating Crystal Palace.
You mentioned the Sheffield United way. You've come up against the Blades a few times. What do you know about the club, about the history, about the football?
Well, I know they've only beat them once, so that's always been interesting. I think I've played them 6 times, 1 draw, 1 win, the rest have been losses. So what I've seen is that it's a very good footballing team. It's a very technical team. It's a team that prides itself on playing football. It has a very, very good attacking ethos, and I think it's something that might have been a little bit lost this season based on the way the results have gone. But it's definitely something that's still there and still bubbling under the sort of surface for the girls. And I just want to now bring that back out again to the forefront and get us back to winning ways like we did on Sunday against Charlton.
And you know a few of the players already, of course. You'll get to know the rest of them this week and into the next couple of weeks. You know Sophie Barker, she was your captain at Leicester. Does it help to know a few of them already? And coming into a new club, is that really useful?
Yeah, I mean, Barks in particular for me is great to know. She had a very difficult job because obviously she took over captaincy from my sister Holly at Leicester, which was obviously a tough one to follow, but she was fantastic and she helped galvanise the team to win that league that season. I think it's great for me to have Barks because she's someone who knows me, understands me, and she will also be able to get my messages across already to the girls in terms of what I'm like as a coach, what my personality traits are like and all that sort of stuff. So I'm very lucky to have her here. And obviously there are a number of other players I've got that I've coached in the past now, which is great for me because I think it just makes my transition into the club a little bit simpler, a little bit easier, but also it enables me to sort of use those girls to get my philosophy across to the rest of the team, and they'll probably already know a lot about me from them talking once they find out that I'm here and stuff. So it's a blessing in disguise, and I'm looking forward to hopefully trying to create the same success with Barks again.
You're familiar with this league, you've been promoted from it before. In your opinion, what is the key to success? What messages will you try to get across?
First one will be consistency. I think the girls this season, from what I've seen, they've been sort of up and down in terms of the way they played certain games. So consistency would be a big one, but also just to make sure that we're as fit as we possibly can. We are in obviously a battle at the minute and we want to make sure we retain that championship status, but I think we've just got to make sure we run more than anyone else at this moment in time. And I think more often than not, that can relate or equate into wins. But I know the girls are looking forward to that, and the relish in the sort of the change of direction. And hopefully we can make sure that we do the job.
And again, you said it has been a disappointing season so far, a very difficult season. Maybe not always the performances have been bad, but the results haven't been good. Until on Sunday, obviously, we did end that run, got a win. How do you want to now build on that? And then what are your goals for the rest of this season and into next year?
I think for me, firstly, it's just making the girls aware that they haven't really had like a bad set of results, in the sense that it's been by the odd goal here, the odd goal there. And I think that can sometimes come down to luck. And when you get into the situation where the ball's not rolling for you, it can be very difficult. But I think for me now, the beat Charlton, that's like the starting point, that's the stepping stone. So we forget about everything before, and we think like Charlton was the day that we got that victory, that's the day we started building our momentum again. And I think we should now start building on the confidence of the girls rather than focusing on the previous 8 games.
And finally, we've seen some great attendances here at Bramwell Lane this season. What would your message be to supporters, to encourage them to support the team, back women's football, back Sheffield United Women?
My message to them would be just to come down and support the girls. Every single support is going to be needed to make sure that we retain the status of the Championship this season, but not just for this season, so we can build on to next year as well. And I think what the supporters have definitely seen so far this year is that they would have seen some good football already played under the previous regime, and we just want to add to that and make sure that we keep that football going, and that the Sheffield United way of playing football alive here. But come down, support us, be as loud as possible, be our 12th person out there on the pitch, and help us win games.
Superb.
Thank you.